Hey guys, my name is Steve Striver and I am the founder of Puro Cotorreo. Today marks episode 1 of Puro Cotorreo. And I have a very special guest today. Probably the best guest I'm ever going to have. No, I'm a very special guest. I've been knowing this person for about 12 or 13 years now. I met them in school, but now this person is Houston's finest. This person is a very beautiful woman, boss lady. She is an entrepreneur. She is a wife. She is a daughter of Mexican parents. She's a very proud Mexican. And I want to introduce you and I want to welcome Maria Striver, my wife.
Hey guys, long time no see. Thank you so much for the kind words, pero algo quieres.
What do you mean long time no see? This is the first episode.
Long time no see. It's okay. But first and foremost, congratulations on Puro Cotorreo. I know that this has been a long dream of yours to get it going. I think more than a year and a half, right?
If I really had to count, it's probably been like 5 years.
5 years since you were like, hey, I want to go ahead and do a podcast.
Because we lived at the apartments. So just a little context for you guys. We lived in 3 different places. In our first ever place we called home was, the apartments I was raised in, and then I got our own apartment there. And remember, I had a blue microphone.
Right.
I tried doing podcasting or like streaming and all that stuff.
Yes, I remember now because it was for like a very short period of time. I remember that you would be listening to yourself on Spotify, right? You were uploading it there.
No, well, that was a second.
That was the second try?
That was the second try at it because that was called Houston Underdog.
I remember.
I think it was on some app that's pretty much dead now. But I had like a blue, yellow striped shirt. And I had a comb over and I had a really bad photo of myself. I took a really bad photo. I don't know why I was rushing myself. But twice in my life, I've tried podcasting. And when I say tried, it's because I wasn't like, I wasn't like really ready, and I was just pushing myself to do it because I saw other people do it.
I see.
Now you remember?
Yes, now I remember it. And now you actually have this whole room dedicated for the podcast, which you've never really done that in the first 2 tries.
No, because you have to think about it. I mean, we're so busy with the business, and all we do is work at our own business, and what's it called? Like there's no time, and then you have to invest.
For sure.
This is a whole production. We have 3 cameras. We have 2 big old monitors. We have lights. This warehouse took like a month or 2 months.
And that's only because too we were so busy with graduation season that we had to do a lot of events at a time, and so when we moved in, it kind of slowed down on the renovations side of the warehouse. So yeah, it did take quite a while, but we were always busy. So yeah, but the good news is that we're here. First episode, shaking off the nerves.
We gotta clap because this is our first episode, and you're probably gonna see a lot of flaws.
Yes. For sure.
And I don't want to point them out because I want you guys to comment or maybe talk about it. I don't care what people say. I've never really cared what people say about me or anything. And that goes to even this. This podcast has been a journey so far. And this is the very first episode. So there's so much work that went into it, so I'm not really gonna care like what the flaws look like because I tried my hardest. You know,
no, for sure. From the sound paneling to even getting your own logo, you took it so far just by getting that logo there. But yeah, if anything, comment down the feedback. We want to know like what should we improve on. So it's a learning curve.
Yeah, and I mean, I learned a lot. I learned a lot with this journey. Not just the podcast, but the warehouse, the office. I learned that you need to save up more money.
Save as much as you can.
You go broke easily.
Quick. You have no idea how many Facebook market trips we had to do.
Damn, this is from Facebook Marketplace. This is from Facebook Marketplace. This is Facebook Marketplace. This is Facebook Marketplace. This is, guys, this episode is sponsored by Facebook Marketplace.
We wish. Hit us up.
I don't think they do ads.
They don't.
No, I don't think they do ads. But how many trips in total? It was like
every single item was a trip. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember spending one Sunday literally doing nonstop trips. Like you were coordinating every single trip, every route to make sure that it was efficient. Because I mean, Houston is huge, and with traffic time, you were like, I am not about to go on this side of the town and then having to rush back. And then people have things to do too. So you planned it very well that Sunday. It was very efficient.
Well, I mean, I've driven my whole life. I've done jobs where I have to, take care of the logistics and know when to be on the road at a certain time or whatever. And so that's what I did because I didn't want to waste a lot of time. This everyone has to know about this.
What?
When you want to plan out your day, just make sure you focus on one thing. And I taught you about this. You have to plan out only one thing because we went to Sugarland, I think, and that was like 4 hours.
Yeah, traffic was around traffic time too.
So no, we started in the morning. Yeah. First, we were like we took maybe like an hour, messaging people, talking to the people that were selling the items, and then we were waiting on a response. We got the response. We packed our stuff really quick on the truck because we were going to head back over here, I think. We went to Sugarland. That was a whole hour. We waited there maybe like 10 minutes. The interaction lasted 5 minutes. Yeah. The lady was super nice, especially with the chairs. She took them out herself. I offered help, but she said, oh, yeah, you know what? I got it. There's an elevator. And actually, they're not that heavy.
They're not.
Pero another hour passed. We ate or something?
I think we did end up grabbing like a quick bite.
Yeah. And then we headed back. But in total, the time span was like about 4 hours. 4 hours.
Chasing down the best deals.
and think about it. And a regular workday is 8 hours. You already wasted half of that. Not really wasted. You're investing. When you're an entrepreneur like us, everything's
an investment to make you feel better.
Yeah. And I think if you're moving to Houston, you have to know how to basically take care of logistics very carefully, or just basically schedule things correctly.
For sure. I mean, we're in the event industry, and I'm the one that takes care of a lot of the logistics when it comes to planning out the routes. And I can tell you that when I know I'm going to have a weekday event, that's where I'm like, you know what? I usually plan to be there at least, an hour before. And so like I plan it that way, but when it's a weekday, I'm like, no, I know how bad traffic can get in certain areas, so I'm like, I need to make sure that I give myself more time than what I really need to.
And just so people know, we're in the event industry, like she said. I mean, can you explain? I can explain it, but can you explain to the people like what we actually do?
Yes, so we pretty much have a business where we provide rental services to any type of event. So if you're celebrating literally anything, baby showers, quinceañeras, if you're getting married, bridal showers, literally anything, any celebration that you want us to capture for you guys, like beautiful memories, we do that. Photo booth 360, magazine style photo booth. So we are pretty much always partying. If you stay tuned with us on our social media, you know that when the weekend hits, the party starts for us. And so
our work day starts
our work
too.
day
Our
was-
work week.
yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's our work week starts, but literally sometimes depending, on our clients, if they have the chance to come over to us, they're like, hey, invítate a lo que tú quieras, ahí hay que late night snacks, que un traguito, and I'm like, but I'm working.
I love those customers that invite us to eat and drink with them.
And I understand, like, some of them are super busy because it's not just a party. They have a schedule to follow with pictures and greeting their guests, and so I understand when they don't have time to come over, and that's completely fine. But for those that, like I said, they take the time and be like, hey, like, te digo, échate un traguito conmigo, and I'm like, pero estoy trabajando, like, espérame tantito.
I know.
Which has been rare, honestly. I don't know.
Yeah. And this is a good segue to this past weekend where we had 6 events. And to a lot of people, 6 is not a big number. But to us, we have like lots of things going on.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, we had the celebrity booth, the signature celebrity booth, the big box, the mini.
Should I add that big box had to be set up in a second floor?
Second floor.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't build this box to be light because, insurance is expensive and, people drink and kids are really active and people are playful.
Yeah.
And they lean on things. And I really can't, I wouldn't feel good with myself building something that's super light and people are literally going inside of it. So I didn't build it as light as I want it to be because obviously I want my job to be easier. But
Yeah.
I'd rather, sweat a little bit and install something that's solid instead of, hey, this person just, knocked down the whole booth.
Yeah.
So we had the signature booth, which is the original celebrity booth. And on the second floor at an event, we had the mini booth at another place, which
Yes.
that's a whole story right now that we're going to tell. Because, pero, we had another event. With the celebrity booth.
So with the celebrity booth that was at the second floor, we also had a combination of services. So 360 photo booth, celebrity booth. It was just a complete package. They went all out for Elisa's Sweet 16, and honestly, it turned out so well. But so apart from that event, we had another route to get to, a mini celebrity booth, and then I myself had to go to another event for a former client, which we are so thankful for the clients that, like I said, they keep us in mind for anything. Really, we've celebrated with them for a baby shower first. That's how we met them. And then for her 50th birthday party too, which was another milestone for their family. And
Give them a
then-
shout out.
And the Malone family.
The Malone. I love that name, the Malone.
So the Malone family also reached out like, hey, we're going to have a family reunion here in Houston, which not really Houston, but it's like by League City, an hour away from Houston.
Dang, that was in League City?
It was by NASA, so it's like far away.
Wow.
Yeah, south of Houston. And so, right, south of Houston?
South of Houston.
Yeah. And so, so that's going on. And then we had another event as well. So another quinceañera. So you can only imagine where my head is when it comes to like logistics. I'm just so thankful that for the most of the time, all the times are always like complementing each other. Like one event ends, they break down and they can go ahead and break down the other one. So I'm so thankful that works out pretty well, but it's very stressful on my end too. But what was I getting at? So yeah, the Malone family, and may I add, like, I almost teared up a little bit because Mr. Malone did a speech. I mean, they had family members from all over the country. They were shouting them out.
Wow.
And they would have them come over to the dance floor, and from like specific New Jersey, Dakota, like literally every single state, they were mentioning it, and they would come up just, I guess, to introduce themselves if they haven't really seen themselves in a long time. And so, yeah, it was really nice when he was doing this speech, especially because we were going through a very like stressful day that day. He had mentioned something between the lines of like, if you're going through something stressful, oh, when he said that, you best believe my eyes got so watery. I was like, dang.
What exactly did he say?
Because everyone was it was a family reunion. So he was like, if you're going through a lot of stress, just know like you have support. Like that was the whole point of that particular event, you know, making sure that everybody felt love and that they have someone to talk to, that they're not alone. So yeah, that you don't have to go through things alone. You know what I'm saying?
I just got a knot on my throat
Exactly.
too.
No, I was setting up the booth, and so when he said that, I kid you not, my eyes got so watery. I was like,
Damn.
wow. And I did tell you that on my way home from that event, I was like, you know what, I need to listen to some music, and every single station that I was playing somehow like related to what was going on that day.
Like the Bumblebee, scene where he uses every radio station to say something.
Exactly, just like that. And I was like,
So
okay.
Maria, wait, she's not telling the story correctly. Wait, was it good or bad? The stuff that you were hearing, like
It wasn't neither good or it was just neutral. It was just referring to like a stressful day.
Oh,
you know, like
really?
a stressful situation.
But what were the songs?
I don't remember because it was every single radio station. Like, you know, country, it was R&B, it was like.
But you were switching from station to. She was switching from station to
See?
station, and just imagine like a sentence being built while she's switching.
Just like that.
every
Y'all
station.
won't believe me, but I kid you not. I had to turn off the radio.
You're probably pissed at the radio.
I wasn't pissed or upset or anything, but like in my head, I was like, "What? Like, what are these verses? Like, what the hell? You know how?
I mean, so you said that they were good though, like positive.
Just neutral.
Oh, it was neutral.
Just
Oh, okay.
It wasn't nothing like, you know, oh, it was gonna lift me up or it was gonna bring me down even more.
Imagine, imagine the last one that basically puts the nail on the coffin. It's
I know which one you're talking. Acaba.
Me matar porque me and then you just get mad and then turn it off.
No, can you imagine? But that's another time that happened to us. Yeah, back in April. So this year, honestly, like I was talking to Anna Kaylee, which this whole beat was by Anna Kaylee Beauty. So shout out to our girl. She's always our go-to makeup artist. She did my makeup for our wedding. Yeah.
She's a great friend of ours. We started the business around the same time she was starting her makeup journey, her moi journey. Yeah, and she's part of the family. You know, at this point, she's a very intelligent and very hardworking woman. And she's like a sister, to us. You know, she's been going through it just like we have, and you know, we share, you know, we vent to each other sometimes. And you know, the craziest part is that I did a photo shoot for Ana Kelly and Ricardo, and we're gonna get back to the conversation about the events because we have one more story to talk about. I'm not exactly sure if he's gonna get mad or not for mentioning this.
So you did a photo shoot for them.
I did a photo shoot
a
couple of years ago because I originally started as a photographer. I've been a photographer since forever.
Well, yeah, you started when almost we got together, like 9 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah, and Ricardo, Ana Kelly's husband, from that photo shoot, I took a picture of the, los niños y se tatuó la foto
que tú tomaste.
On his arm. And we were at Metropolis at that time. It was like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. And when he showed me that, I was like, I got goosebumps. I was like, damn, that's a commitment. Like, into my photo. Yes. It's literally like the boys, you know, hugging each other on top of the old school truck. It was like a Ford 67.
Whenever you were doing those sessions, they're my absolute favorite photos of every family that you took. Oh my goodness.
I created core memories and I didn't even know it. Like we were living life, like, you know, it obviously not a lavish life, but we were having so much fun, and I had so much energy too. I was like, hey, Miss Ludi, me presta la troca, yo la lavo, yo la muevo para acá, lo que sea. And at that time, you know, I was doing photo shoots and I was doing those style portraits outside in not a random ass park, but I guess for a lot of people, a random ass park, you know. But it was a park over here in the north side where we live at, and I just think about it. Who takes a truck,
Brought it to life.
puts it in the middle of the park, and starts taking pictures of
And
their
it
clients?
wasn't just no, it was not just the truck.
Oh no, it was a
You
really
went
nice truck.
out, no, but I'm saying like it wasn't just the truck. The truck. You had other props. You had hay, if not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
You had like Christmas, fall theme vibes, and so again, you took the effort to bring that vision to life. And like I said, those are still one of my favorite photo shoots that you've ever done. And I think Ana Kelly also she enlarged them. She has prints
Oh, yeah.
right, hanging on her in her house. So yeah,
I love that. And shout out to Anakili, we love you. But now we're gonna get back
yes,
to the story,
events.
to the events.
Yeah.
And I want to get to that one story, which is, man, we have, okay, first about context. I want to give context. We've been having such a bad year. Bad. And you're going to agree with me 100% with this because we live together. We've been having such a rough, bad year.
Yeah.
Sales have gone down dramatically. Obviously, we know why. You know, pelos de lote over here messing things up. And then obviously our communities are scared. And also everything, not just, you know, political stuff. But everything went up
Everything's
in price.
expensive.
We don't even spend that much neither.
Yeah.
Pero going back to my point is that we've been having such a bad year. We've so many things that we never experienced in business happened
Yes.
this year.
Yes, exactly. So, for those that never really followed us or our journey, we started 6 years ago, almost in November. We're going to be celebrating our 6-year business anniversary. And so, 2019, we started getting the ball rolling. It was going great. You know, 2020 came around, that happened. So, we just completely stopped. We weren't focused on it at all. We weren't doing any
It was our
events.
side thing.
Yeah, and so in 2021 came around, and you know that's how when we started meeting Ana Kelly también, and her sister's quinceañera was coming up, and so we had the photo booth for her sister's quinceañera, and so again we started the ball rolling once again in 2021, and then
We blew up after
we
that.
blew up. We were blowing up after that. And in 2022, though, that's when you were like, hey, you need to commit to it. And you technically told me, like, hey, leave, you know, the corporate life?
Yeah. I mean, you were working a
I
retail
was
job.
working a retail job. And he's like, you need to go ahead and commit to doing this full time. And so in 2022, that's when that happened. And we definitely did like a bigger snowball effect there where, you know, I took the time to be more present on social media. And then I took courses to, you know, you're like, hey, you need to improve your designs too. And so that definitely also, to this day, sets me apart because I've sold some designs for other photo booth companies here in Houston. So
But back to the point, though.
back to the point.
We're
So
gonna-
yeah, 2022, and then you
Everything's
know,
going
everything's going
super good.
straight. I mean, I can't say that we're perfect. You know, we're dealing with a lot of was like, you know, ¿cómo se llaman? Like tablets, cameras, you know, equipment like that. So they're never going to be electronics. They're never going to be 100% perfect. And so, yeah, here and there, we would have a hiccup where we would take like 5 minutes to resolve it. And then like nothing.
The max was like 30 minutes.
Not even. I think like 15.
No, I
20.
took like
Yeah.
I took like a good 30 minutes at an event at the gala ones where
Okay.
I just couldn't get things to work.
Yes, and they stop randomly. That's the thing,
Yeah,
right?
it was back then when the softwares were a little bit newer, and I mean AI and a lot of things have probably updated these softwares that we use now, so that's why there's less issues with that.
Yeah.
Pero
So going to that, never nothing that would make you cancel an event or anything like
Yeah,
that. It was
nothing.
just like, hey, the printer doesn't want to work. Let's switch out the cables. Let's get it going
yeah,
again,
the
right?
customer's mad, pero let me talk to the customer.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I'm gonna give you like a 30-minute or an hour extra.
And that's what we always do. We always take our timer and we set a timer to see how long we've taken to resolve the issue. And then at the end, we extend it. That's how we've always done it, right? And so,
we always try to make things right,
Yes.
and we always do.
Yes. And so fast forward to 2025, for some reason, things that have never happened to us from the beginning, that we were never that knowledgeable.
Let me sip on this coffee because God damn.
It's too much on your plate. Yeah, so like things that have never gone wrong from the beginning, where we were not even knowledgeable. We didn't have knowledge on the equipment. Like, how are they happening now? And so I think our very first really bad incident was in April of this year, where I remember we had to go set up at a quinceañera. We were setting up for a photo booth in a 360, and then you were gonna head out to another event. The truck just suddenly stopped.
Before that, I went to the wrong address. We had a communication issue there. Yes. Because obviously it was a friend's family member, but the last name, I was like, okay, last name, I know where it's at, you know?
Yeah. So I was like, hey, we're going to party with so-and-so. And then he just automatically thought that the party was going to go, because they have a property where you can do a party there, celebrate. Yeah. So that's where he went. And so whenever he called me, I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll go ahead and update the client. Like, again, what we do is we can always extend the time. And so I update her, and then like 10 minutes later, you're like, I'm literally stuck in the middle of the road, like almost a whole hour away from the actual location. And I'm like, what the heck? And you couldn't even get out of the truck, I think. It wouldn't even unlock or something.
No, I could. And then the battery was dead or something. Something wasn't right with, the terminals were bad. I ended up figuring out the issue, and the terminals were super acidic. They had acid all over them, and they weren't making a good connection. Because I had just replaced that battery a month prior.
Yeah.
And so I was stuck on the road, rain.
Oh, yeah, it was raining.
It was cloudy. The perfect scenario for a crying scene, you know. Crying like, and then the rain and the music.
And it also, I mean, it would have stung regardless, because...
It would have stung.
Like, it would have hurt regardless, because, like, we nunca le queremos quedar mal a nadie, pero nos dolió un poquito más porque sabíamos que íbamos a celebrar con close friends también. Like, you know, like, they are referring us and supporting us all the time. And so when that happened, I was like, dang. So I had to reach out to the client. Unfortunately, you know, it wasn't the best terms on that. But, I mean, there's really nothing that I could have done regardless. So that was the first incident that I can remember for this year.
We basically gave the money back, though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we had to refund because we obviously didn't show up. And then a couple of weeks later, I don't remember how exactly it happened, pero we were testing out the equipment for the quinceañera setup, and it just wouldn't read the camera. Or the tablet didn't want to turn on.
Sanssouci, right?
Yes, the tablet just didn't want to turn on randomly, and I'm like, I just used it. Like, what the heck? And when you use these things, they don't give you any type of glitches or anything that will make you think, oh, I remember from last time, like, I had this error. No, like, you use it like normal, you put it away, and when you're ready to use it again, you bring it out, you turn it on like you would normally do it, and all of a sudden, nothing. Like, it was corrupted, and I was like, okay, what the heck? And so I was like, well, we have other equipment that we can like replace. And so we tried to use other tablets. And this is the thing, like, we went to the event, we tried to set up, and for some reason, cameras weren't connecting to our other equipment either. They weren't being read. So again, we were trying to figure out.
What hurts the most about that incident is that was such a beautiful event. It was a huge event.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't know how much this customer spent, and I mean, obviously, I don't want to, I don't know, expose maybe like how much they spent, but obviously, if they're having an event, I mean, they want to show off a little bit, But I'm pretty sure they spent like $100K, and they were expecting the photo booth because, people don't just get us because we're a regular photo booth. They get us because of the experience and plus what we bring. We have a huge following. We make really nice content for our customers when we can. And when the customer asks, sometimes they're like, hey, I saw you make this video for this other quinceañera. I love this. Super cute, super fantastic, everything. And can you make one for my quince, my daughter, please, too? And so we do it,
Yeah. We'll try.
And we had friends, other vendor friends there that were there, too. So it would have been such a great opportunity to create amazing content, I mean, I don't want to. I mean, should we say who was there? I mean, AB was there. We had a.
We always, for the most part, we encounter AB boys, JJ's high class. I think those are the top 3 that come to mind.
Yeah.
And again, you have to be present on social media, you guys. If you have a business, you have to be present. And I'm only saying this because as someone that talks to a lot of, clients that are planning for the first time, they are like, hey, do you have reference or referrals for so-and-so? And I'm like, now I'm thinking like, who do I remember posted that they have this service that they're looking for? Mm-hmm. And sometimes I find myself like not even thinking of anyone because like I don't see you. I don't see you on social media.
We have Dory brains. Well, like we do. Well, I doom scroll a lot, so I'm consuming a lot of content. And when people ask me like, "Hey, who do you recommend for this and that?" I remember who I just saw on Instagram and who we're working with a lot because they're obviously posting a lot of content with us, and we are making a video because they were working with us. It's the. But not just that, like on my feed when I don't see someone, it slowly get erased from my memory, and it's not because I forget people.
No, but it's
sometimes I do though.
No, but it's not even that. You just mentioned it yourself. We are now in a generation where literally scrolling.
But back to the failed event. Yeah, we canceled. I mean,
so we were there for like a good 2 hours and a half or 3 hours. We were there for a
this is San Suzy. It was a huge quinceañera, and our photo booth did not want to work. And at least we gave them the flower wall for free or something.
Yeah, well, we left it because we had already set it up. Like I said, we were attempting to do the setup, right? Even though we were already having difficulties. So we were like, you know what? Let's try to do the setup. Let's see if randomly it's going to start working. Yeah. And so we were trying so many cables, so many different cameras, different tablets. Nothing was working. And so I was updating the coordinator. And she was like, that's fine. Just take your time. And so, because again, we're trying to make it work right there and then. And I think we were there for a good 2 hours and a half and it just wouldn't work. And I'm like, you know what?
And we just gave up.
Sorry. I literally tried everything. And this has never happened to us. And she was like, it's okay. I understand. And, nunca me dio like, mean girl vibes or, like anything like that because it wasn't working.
Frustrated,
or frustration. Because I understand that at the end, like she needs to communicate these things to the
and
client,
she's the one that's putting her face on the line.
And so, that happened and we kind of wrapped up everything except for the flower. I'm like, it's already there. We try to set up, so we'll come back, right? And so, at the end of the night, it was like 2 a.m. and we had to go back and drive to go get our flower wall.
Yeah.
And again, the money was, it had to be refunded because we didn't provide a service. So that happened. And from there, you know what? That's the thing. Like, I had to take some time to figure out the tablet situation. I'm like, I cannot, as a business that we do this full time and we're relying on every single penny. And so I'm like, I'm not just going to go and buy another tablet, right? I need to figure it out. So I used to ChatGPT, YouTube, blah, 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 Google. And I gave myself a good maybe 2 days trying to figure it out. And I made it work,
Yeah.
I pretty much had to erase everything on the tablet, but it got to working again. And tell me
Basically, you got it fixed.
Yeah, I got it fixed. And so I didn't have to spend out of pocket for a new one. And tell me why it happened again. And this was recently. But it happened to another tablet. And so apparently, for those that want to just know, for Windows tablets, if you do like an update and you don't restart it, apparently it gets corrupted because it didn't do the update correctly.
Yeah, so always have good Wi-Fi. That's basically the point of the story of the tablet.
Yeah.
Stuff. Like, always have good Wi-Fi. And that's what happened to us. Plus, cameras needed updates. And I didn't know. We had never updated cameras before, and I didn't know you could update cameras. But apparently, you use a USB an SD card. You go to
The website.
the website of the brand of the camera, and you look for newest updates, software
The
updates.
firmware.
Yeah, firmware, and then you put it on the camera, and then the camera's gonna basically update. But it's a very very boring process.
It is.
So that was the second event this year where we had to basically where we looked bad,
Yeah.
really really bad,
Yeah.
because we had to cancel.
They're trusting us and they're choosing us to provide, beautiful experience, create memories for them. And all of a sudden you just can't. And I'm like,
But thankfully, we've been able to fix everything because I think it's been so long that we made updates to cameras and all that kind of stuff that it caught up to us. And so we learned. We had to learn the hard way.
everything's obviously gonna be. No one's handing us a handbook. Honestly, you did do a lot of your research at the beginning when you started. Not enough, and that's how we got into a really bad first investment.
Yeah.
But you did still try to do your research as much as
Hey,
possible.
we made our money back on that
We
one.
did.
So
We did. I'm not saying that we didn't, but at the end, we could have.
It was a waste of time.
We could have pushed it a little further. Maybe saved a little bit more. And so yeah.
And then this weekend.
Okay.
This past weekend.
Okay, so I'm having I'm gonna tell her first from my perspective.
I was off, by the way.
Yeah.
I was
he
off.
went out on Friday night with his brother Kevin, which you had a setup there. You had the mini celebrity booth at Metropolis. And so you went out for some drinks, hanging out. And so the next day, our friend was having his birthday. So I'm like,
Well, we had promised a long time that I was going to go.
That you were going to go.
But
And
we have guys también, our crew, our great, amazing staff that takes care of events too.
Yeah.
And then Maria, when she has time, she goes and does the photo booth with Prince events.
And so I get up in the morning. He stays home, and so I'm having such a good day. I get to the warehouse where. Let me take it back though to Friday night. We were here from early in the morning, from like 10 in the morning to like 10:30. And so our mini celebrity booth, for some reason, the decals, the vinyl.
No, we know the reason.
Was just it was stuck too long.
Someone put different type of decals.
Yes.
And those decals decals are basically stickers that go on any type of surface like glass, acrylic, metal, and all that kind of stuff. And they got super stuck. And they didn't get really stuck. The material was probably like super permanent.
Probably. So someone used our mini celebrity booth for an event
last minute, and then they were like, "Hey, I got a vendor that's gonna do my decals.
Yeah.
I just need the booth here. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
We'll pay you, and that's it."
Yes, exactly. So all we did was set up, and they took care of the decals. So, anyways, when it came time to use the mini celebrity booth for our particular event, we're trying to take out the decals. We're like always, it's just easy peasy in a way. And so whenever we were removing it, we're like noticing that it's leaving so much glue, some residue. And so you're like, I'm scraping it. Obviously we're dealing with like acrylic here. You just cannot scrape it too much, because then you're going to leave like marks.
You have to use microfiber, and those clean microfibers. Please don't let that microfiber towel touch any dust,
any other surface for that matter.
Oh, sorry, I had to burp. But any sand, don't let it touch any sand, dirt, soil, anything. It has to be extremely clean, because you will scratch your acrylic.
Yeah, so I'm trying to clean it, and it just won't come off. And so I'm using a steamer to see if that's gonna, have the glue que se derrita un poquito, and to be able to scrape it off then. And nothing's where you were using a heat gun. That wasn't working.
Steamer.
But anyways, you know what? I just remembered too, that before I started working on removing the vinyls, I was having such a hard time with the 360 because of that tablet that messed up, the second tablet. And so I got the tablet to working again, because if I did it once, I can do it again, of course. And so then I was trying to connect the camera. That wasn't connecting all of a sudden. And then I don't remember what I called you for, but the SD card wasn't being read. And so I'm like, okay, I fixed one thing, and I moved on to the next thing, and it was not working. And then I fixed that thing, I moved to the next thing, and it wasn't working. And so like that was already piling on me, right? And so when I get to the mini celebrity booth, I'm like, what now? I haven't even ate. I only ate breakfast. A croissant.
This is still Friday, by the way,
Friday,
the
yeah.
day before
Yeah, so
the actual
Friday.
event.
So
And
Friday, I ate breakfast, and by 10:30, I told Steve, I'm like, I need to
10:30
go
p.m.
home. 10:30 p.m. I'm like, Steve, I need to go home. I need to eat dinner.
Yeah.
I was like, why? Because como quiera mañana me tengo que levantar bien temprano on Saturday to do the events, right? Or make sure that everything is ready. Because I was gonna meet the guys here at.
You're going off topic. So basically, we had so much going on.
Yeah.
We had to clean the mini booth, which we got 70% of it done with the goo on thing. It took us like maybe 2 hours or something.
Right there for 2 hours.
And so you can take it off, but it takes forever. It's not like regular decals like we use with our vendor Marta
Yeah.
Creations. And so the guys loaded up everything in the morning.
I get here on Saturday at 7:30 with them,
Mm-hmm.
and they're already making sure the decals are being installed because they have some time to play, to some wiggle room there. So I get here and we start loading up signature celebrity booth, mini celebrity booth, 360 photo booth, and so everything's going fine after that. You know, we're like, you know what, we're on route. We are, ya tenía mi cafecito yo, ya estaba bien.
Yo estaba bien campante en la
Estuvo
casa.
en la casa. Let me get to that. So we're pretty much having a great start. You know, it's going to be such a wonderful day. And so we get to the first setup, which is at the Springs venue. Stunning place. Just as soon as you drive up there, it's just like a huge castle, right? And so we drive up, and you know, I finally get to meet Sabrina. And so
Sabrina
the coordinator,
yeah.
yes. And so she was like, "Hey, well, you guys are gonna be upstairs," and I'm like, "Okay." And you know, you guys have done setups upstairs at
no.
hotels. I mean, hotels
in other
too.
places, yeah.
Not there,
Not there in Springs.
But at the end of the day, it's not the first time you guys went up the stairs with the booth.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, guys, time to shine, you know? And so while they're trying to set up the signature celebrity booth, which is the big box, I'm trying to set up the 360 and the photo booth. So when it came to the glass portion, that's the biggest piece. They're like, try to like pick it up. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this cannot be happening right now. And so I'm like, hey.
This is the big celebrity booth, guys, by the way. And I'm used to the way I can live. I'm not exactly like built or whatever, but my body, I've used it for construction. I've worked in all types of jobs. And me and the guy I trained, you know, we got it, you know, but there's a third guy that part of our staff. Shout out to Sebas. Get stronger.
We always do tell him go to the
gym. Go to the gym, bro. He's like, I'm telling him. So I taught Mauricio how to pick it up and how to like handle things, how to take the celebrity booth upstairs. You know, he has to take a lot of responsibility and be the one at the bottom holding it down.
Exactly.
And so now we get back to the stairs.
That's exactly how it happened. Mauricio was, doing or pushing it from the bottom. Sebas was over here just leading the way. And it gets more stressful, guys, because you guys have to understand that we cannot be scraping or, tilting our pieces towards like any walls. Like we do not want to, run insurances for that matter. So when it comes to like being very careful and then being in a stressful situation that this thing is heavy, you have to go up the stairs.
No, we take care of the venues.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying it's just a stressful situation because you have to not only go up the stairs, you have to make sure that you're taking care of everything. You don't want to accidentally tilt something too far,
Yeah.
And so I end up helping them a little bit, and I'm like, this thing is, we get like maybe 1/3 up the stairs, and so Sabrina's husband comes and he's like, hey, that looks very heavy, and I'm like, yes.
To me, this is embarrassing, by the way, guys, because I hate to ask for help.
Yeah.
I've never really I've never really had anyone help me with the celebrity booth or anything like that. And for the guys that are experienced, I don't know what happened to them that day.
No, I don't know. Maybe he was deficient in something porque sí estaba bien cansado después de eso. He had to take like a 10-minute break just to catch his breath. But anyways, after Sabrina's husband helped us, like we got there like maybe in the next 30 seconds we were up there already. So that was, easy peasy after that. And so it brings me back to like, okay, are you guys going to be able to break down at the end of the night? Because you were off. And so now they would have to break down and go down the stairs at midnight. And they were like, no, I think it's a lot easier. And so, yeah,
Oh, no, it is
they
easier.
did it.
Yeah.
They did it for sure. But anyway, so that happens. The three of us, we finished setting up everything. We tested out. Everything's good to go. I'm like, all right. The party, I mean, it doesn't really start until like 6 or 7. And they were going to come back to do the 360 attendant and the photo booth attendant, right? Mm-hmm. And so whenever I leave from the Springs venue, I go home, I take you breakfast. We're like just winding down, just, catching my breath too.
This is still the morning, by the way, guys.
Still the morning.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, you know what? I need to start prepping for my event that I have to do. So let's go to the warehouse, pick up the stuff. And so, yeah, we're here. We're here. It's barely like midday. And so we get a call from Mauricio. After everything's going well, you guys. Mauricio's just like, I guess,
that's our main guy here.
Yes.
Just things happen. Yeah.
And so, yeah, so he calls me, and I guess like with everything that's going on in the background that I'm not aware of course, at the time, he just like, they told me like, hey, I accidentally hit or bumped into a gate, and the guy wants you guys to come over here. Así, like, rapidito. And I'm like, oh, shoot. So now I turn to Steve, and I'm like, hey, this happened. And so, if not mistaken, you did call Mauricio to try to, like, get to more details. And while you're talking to Mauricio, I think after you hang up, because Mauricio sends us the guy's number, right?
The owner, I guess, of the venue.
I'm not sure who sent us the number, because the bride was also in the loop. The bride is our client.
It's a bit. That's a like. I understand everything else, pero
yeah. So I think it was Mauricio who sent me the number to talk to him directly, which that's the way that's supposed to happen. Like, just let's get in contact, And so the bride calls me twice. The first time it's just like, hey, telling me that are you aware of what happened? And I'm like, yeah, we're going to take care of it. We're going to, get in contact. I think by that time you were already getting in contact with the guy.
That's my biggest pet peeve. Like, if something happens, don't involve people that have stress and are trying to enjoy their day. Like,
so yeah.
This guy got the bride involved
somehow. I don't know how that we were there, so I don't know how exactly. Maybe a family member told her, maybe someone else that was there witnessing everything told them like, hey, this is going on, Pero that was the first time she called me. She's
so
like,
this is at another venue. This is not a spring venue.
Was a venue. And so she called me once. It's just to let me know if I was aware. I'm like, yeah, we'll take care of it, right? And she hangs up. Like, I kid you not, maybe 3 minutes or 5 minutes later, she calls me again. She's like, hey, I would suggest you to check up on your staff. Not check up on whatever happened. Check up on your staff. And I was like, why? That apparently they were being very rude to them,
Yeah, the guy was harassing or like he was talking mess to them.
I understand you're disappointed. It is your venue. It is your gate. You're taking care of your property. I 100% respect that, right? Like, you have the right to be upset, but there comes a point where you do not have to be disrespectful, right? We are not even there. We're trying to get details of what happened, like, let's just get in a call. And you were trying to get on a call, and I think from the initial call you were even like, hey, can you calm down? Like, hey, we talk like gente civilizada, like
civilized people,
like,
I mean,
respectfully, like, what the heck, Well, we're figuring it out. I mean, and keep in mind, I am loading for my event.
We're here.
We're here. We're loading up. And so that happens. And then one thing leads to another. He ends up calling the cops.
Obviously, he's going to have to do that because of the report. He needs to report it and have something.
Yeah, he ends up calling the cops. And transparency here, like, we did end up sending a ID card that was expired, right?
ID card for the insurance.
The insurance, right? Accidentally, because we come to find out our insurance policies had merged with a different provider, and no nos han mandado la nueva ID card. But I called. So again, that was Saturday, and then I did call Monday when I had time to, like, okay,
this comes up because he's over here being aggressive on the phone.
That's
like
the thing. He is being aggressive.
Yeah.
He's being disrespectful, and I'm honestly, he was just like, "Hey, you don't want to ruin your reputation over this.
Yeah, I
You're
was
gonna
like, dude,
regret it. Like, I know these venue owners. Like, I understand. Like, okay, but why are you being disrespectful? Like, we have from the initial calls, we never said we weren't gonna pay for anything. We never said we weren't gonna take care of it. We never ghosted you. You know, obviously, we're at that event because we're setting up a mini celebrity booth that at the end of the day I have to go get my booth back. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not just gonna leave it there.
He even said he was like I'm gonna take you fucking people's celebrity booth or whatever. I'm gonna keep it,
Yeah,
or whatever.
and so like as I'm saying, like 100% understand. It was unfortunate that happened, and he was, again, going back to the disrespectfulness. Like, he was texting, like, saying, "Teach them how to drive," and I'm like, okay, do you really are you that perfect? Do you expect not to ever have any type of, issues? Tell me, because if you are perfect, I want to know how the hell you do it.
I want to know.
I really, and that's not even like, I want to know how you do it. Like, I want to be perfect too. Who doesn't want to be perfect? Because at the end of the day, I'm being stressed. I was so stressed that day that my heart was hurting.
Yeah,
I was
mine
telling
too.
you, I was laying in bed before my event after we went home from here. I was like, I can't breathe. Like, I felt so heavy in my heart. I was like, okay, so that, again, going back to the point, how are you so perfect? I don't want to feel this, you know?
Yeah, because he obviously, he's obviously he called once. Oh no, first I called my worker. He passed the phone to the dude. Then I tell this dude, "Hey, we're gonna take care of it. Call the cops, get the report, because we also need evidence." He sent pictures of his cameras and the truck, I guess, being next to the gate while it's passing. He showed pictures of everything's very fair, to this point when it comes to the situation itself, the physical one. Yeah. But the communications part is extremely bad.
It was bad.
Never in my life or years in the corporate world or sales,
or even when we had the other hiccups, like,
even with the other hiccups,
like,
it's never has anyone talked to us this way.
Yeah.
And and I think I've been involved in a lot of other things where, like, they should have been more aggressive, but they were calm, and they and this guy was just like the worst, honestly. And I mean, it's because I don't know how to I really want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he, throughout the whole process, even till the end, because
it's not even the end right now, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I keep thinking maybe he's having a bad day, maybe that was the cherry on top, la última gota que derramó el vaso, something like that. Like, keep trying to put myself in his shoes, but I'm just like, there's ways to talk to people. And the fact that from the first initial call that you got on the phone with him, like, he was already disrespectful. And like, kid you not, like, I'm telling you, for the bride to call me and say, check up on your staff. Like, why do I need to check up on my staff?
Yeah.
Why is she not worried about what happened exactly? You know what I'm saying? And
that's a big red flag, by the way. Involving customers and getting and like talking to them crazy or talking to our employees crazy. That's
So anyway, so we're like, okay, the timeline here now. The cops get there. The insurance policy that we provided was not the right one, and we got a citation. That's fine. Things happen. First timer though. And so después, I am dropping you off at your friend's for his birthday. And guess what? Which I haven't told you. I forgot the freaking printer because everything was happening with the guy here.
Bien calladita.
Let me tell you, everything was happening here while I was loading that I forgot the printer. So a good thing I remember when I was dropping you off, I was like, oh my goodness. I was literally about to drive 1 hour, from that point A to point B, an hour and a half to my event for the Malones that they trust me because I've obviously provided a great experience, and I get there and I don't have the printer. Imagine. So as soon as I dropped you off,
You didn't
I
even
came
tell me.
over here. Well, that's because there was too much going on. Why would I have told you? You know, it was an easy fix. All I would have to do is it was literally on my way too. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like luckily I don't even know how I remembered. I don't even know how I
I'm
remembered.
glad.
And so I get over there. I set up, you know, the photo booth, and the guy is like, well, you know, like, are you gonna pay me? We're like, yeah, like just send us an
What time is this,
invoice.
by the way?
It was like 7.
So this was already towards the end
Towards the
of
end
the
of
day, and we had already discussed the solutions and things like that. You know,
so you know, send us an invoice. We're obviously gonna pay you. Like, just give us time. Like, we have so much in the background going on too. I'm not just gonna drop what I'm doing.
and plus it's the weekend. Like,
Yeah.
dude, we're super public about everything. We're public about our business, and I mean, if you want to follow me on my person, you can do that too. Steve Striver on Instagram, Maria Striver
Striver.
on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
And so we're not hiding anything, you know.
Yeah.
So it's that's something that all of these people have to. I mean, people like him have to keep in mind, because I don't know what was going on through his head.
I don't know.
You know,
I really
and
don't
he's
know.
still honestly.
But anyways, he still kept going. Like, so yeah, he provided the invoice. We'll get it paid on Monday. That was literally by 7 p.m. on Saturday. And keep in mind, our staff had to go back at 11 to break down and take the booth. So as soon as they get there, according to our staff, both guys, they're like, hey, like, the guy had someone from the venue at the time call him, like they were there, and like he wasn't still being nice, even though after he agreed that we were going to settle this on Monday. So again, why are you still being rude to them or intimidating them?
Harassing. That's the
You know,
word,
why are you doing that? Like, we already talked, we discussed that we would resolve it on Monday.
And first of all, our employees are not gonna be able to do anything. So why are you even talking to them?
No.
Like, they're not gonna pay you. We're gonna solve this, you know, with you. And man, I wish, man, I could say names and things like that,
okay. But yeah, you guys, that happened. That was our weekend. Monday comes, which was yesterday. You know, I'm like, hey, I know I have insurance. Like, what the heck, you know? We have so many things on our plate that the last thing I want is to be thinking about, oh, hey, this is coming up, or maybe I need to pay for this. No, everything's like automated. You know. It's easy.
And on top of that, look, on top of that, let me add to that. Another reason why we wait for Monday is because, dude, you're gonna try to ruin my day, get the bride involved, stress me out, cuss me out.
Oh, he did cuss you out? Because I wasn't hearing what he was saying on the phone.
He probably, I don't know, he talked bad to my employees. I'm not gonna give you what you want right now. I'm gonna make you wait.
Which it was only fair too. Like I said, I'm not gonna drop what I'm doing just to go and that's the thing. You were like, hey, when can I go see you? When can I go see what happened? I don't have time for you.
I don't have time for you.
I don't have time to meet you. I don't have time to talk to you. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. We'll resolve it on Monday. That's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
They were like, no, I want my money now.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you guys, that was it. We've never, ever, from the almost 6 years, encountered that type of person in the event industry. I mean, maybe behind closed doors,
if the bride wants to come.
And that's the thing. I reached out to my bride I always do. I reach out to my clients. I'm like, hey, hope you have, like, you had an amazing weekend, you know, because some people just don't celebrate for that evening. They take the whole weekend to, like, you know, celebrate with their family and friends. And I'm like, hope you had a great weekend. Like, thank you so much for having us. And so she was like, thank you. Like, I absolutely loved it, you know. And so I was like, dang. Yeah. But
oh man, I was gonna say something right now, but I forgot. What do you think I was gonna say right now?
I don't know, but that's what's going on to this date. That's to keep you guys up to date.
That was literally this past weekend.
We are literally going through the trenches. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's another situation out there that we also need to fix, but we haven't gotten information back. At another venue, but that's one of our friends' venues.
But you see the difference?
The difference is huge.
In communication.
You know? I just wish they would already give us information so that way we can send out, our contractor to go as the fix something
Small.
yeah. Oh, so basically, guys, this is what's happening on the other one. I'm not gonna give too much detail. Just about the problem. If you have reflective stuff,
Acrylic glass.
please get an app. Please get an app where you can track the sun, and don't place it where it's looking at directly at the sun, because you will reflect and burn stuff with your either mirrors or with your acrylics or glass.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we had the huge signature celebrity booth in this location, and it burned.
A piece.
Yeah, it burned.
Turf,
It burned a significant amount. And it was crazy is that it made lines throughout every fucking hour.
Almost an hour every
Yeah,
hour.
and I don't, I know it was us. I mean, they gave us proof,
See.
and the booth is there, everything.
But yeah, just to give you guys a comparison, they've never came at us bad or anything
No.
like that. So,
maybe with a little bit of urgency, but
even with the urgency though, like this happened, we had an event like on so and so date, and they didn't reach out until like so and so date.
I kind of want
So it
them to
wasn't
reach
even
out already,
urgent.
because like I also feel bad that that happened, and then if I can fix it, basically have our friend contract. I'm not giving too much information here. Because it's still ongoing. I want to go send out my contractor, or I need to go see it too in person, so we can go inspect it, see what the damage is, fix it, because it's fixable. It's nothing in this world is
except for death.
except for death and taxes. But nothing in this world is like permanent, or like nothing stays damaged. So there's no reason to overreact about anything. But yeah, I mean they've been really good. Obviously, we've done many events at their location and everything, and I really hope we can still, continue to have great events at their location. And this goes to any venue, venues. We have lots of friends who are venue owners, and they talk to us about all the issues that go on, and I don't ever see them get aggressive or anything like that. So please, people, like, keep a calm level, like, head when you're talking to people, because one, unlike this other guy that said that he was gonna ruin our reputation, this and that, you're gonna really ruin your reputation by talking mess, getting customers involved who have nothing to do with the issue, and basically, there's proof out there that you're doing these things. We have proof. So, I mean, I really wish that bride, our customer, comes forward one day and it's like, man, this dude, I hope she's.
I really don't know. I don't know if it was just literally him being mad at us.
Because people are gonna think I'm crazy. They're not gonna believe me unless they see something better.
No, I mean, it was technically 5 people that knew exactly. You, me, Mauricio, Sebas, the guy, and obviously the bride.
The bride
Out of
and
everyone,
now the groom,
bride
maybe.
and the groom. Yeah,
I feel embarrassed though, like
Yes.
having the bride, call us when she's like either getting her dressed or something, and then this guy barges in and.
I don't know what happened.
Okay,
now you're just like, okay, you're being a little too extra.
And then the novela, and then Rosa de Guadalupe.
¿Quién me trajiste aquí? But yeah, no, I don't know how it
It's
happened.
marijuana?
I just feel like maybe someone, a family member was at the venue. I don't know how she knew about it. I just don't know.
Yeah, but
you guys,
things happen, and I feel like you just have to resolve things calmly.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story here. Pero now we have a lot more things to worry about in a good way. The podcast now is official. My first guest. We also have and this is Tezity Photo Booth Rentals, which we're probably going to change the name down to like Tezity Rentals, because we do rent stuff, and we want to add to our repertoire, and we needed space to actually rent more stuff.
and now you have your studio,
Photo
It's
studio.
Box Studio.
Yeah, so officially we're naming it the Box Studio or just Box Studio?
You said box studio. Not why are you adding the box?
The Box.
No,
So
just
people
box.
know. So people know that it's the Box. You know. Oh no, never mind. I can't call it the Box
Oh yeah.
because
Especially like
97.9 the Box.
that's what I'm saying. Just do box studio if that's what you want to go with. I
Just
don't know.
Box Studio
Box Studio.
or Box
But yeah,
Studios
so you're gonna start being very busy, booked and busy.
with photography.
After this episode is pretty much over with,
Yeah.
you have to go ahead and send out the message for your next guest.
I know I have a list.
Which let me add, comment down below if you've been following us, if you know the group of people that we hang out with for the most part. Comment down who we need to have sitting right here.
Yeah. And it doesn't really have to be in the event industry. I'm obviously going to branch out, and obviously I want to have the hottest, most interesting guest on my podcast. And I mean, I have so many ideas, how of who we can have or who I can have. I mean, on the podcast, because I mean, I've made so many friends. I haven't gotten in contact with a lot of the friends that I went to school with that are now, doing great things, in their own industries. And on top of that, I've met lots of new
Every time that
friends.
you go out, you make new friends.
I'm very friendly in that way, but in today's world, you have to be some sort of friendly to, gain popularity, but not really popularity. Gain a group of friends that is gonna help you, build an empire,
Yeah.
because you can't do this by yourself. We haven't done this by ourselves. We
No.
have lots of friends.
And I think we should add that whenever we started getting the ball rolling a lot was because we were tagging, all these vendors. So we feel like we started a trend where like, hey, like if you eat, you can. If I eat, you can eat, and so vice versa.
That era was super weird because so many people were like, so many people that made videos, and we're talking about 2023, 2022 maybe, when we started like
2022.
making viral videos. People were so weird about it. Like they were taking videos that you were making and would repurpose them on their own social media and then not even tag anyone. And obviously those who had the mindset of we all grow together kind of thing made it.
Yeah.
A lot of our friends and ourselves went from 1,000 followers to 67,000 followers, which we have, and others went crazy.
100, 200,
300.
Yeah.
Which at this point, it's very, I don't want to say it's easy to get followers, but
no.
it's not easy because you have to be at it, and you have to be, I mean, honestly, the way I would give advice about this is you have to go full time on it. Like, I think so. I mean, no one that blows up just does it on the side. And maybe there's exceptions. Don't get me wrong, because there's so many talented people out there that are well spoken. Yeah. They have lots of maybe they went to college, they learned this and that, and now those other skills help them out grow faster. Maybe they have marketing in their repertoire. Yeah. And they grow faster while doing it on the side. We didn't have the luxury. We had to go full time to basically blow things up, man. Like, blowing this account up to 67,000 was, first of all, incredible. Yeah. I couldn't believe what we were creating, and on top of that, like, it took so much work.
Yeah, for sure.
So much work, so much sacrifice. And on top of that, we were growing, and we were making our business was making money, because obviously I don't want to say we were making money because we're not rich. But obviously we were growing the business. It was, our revenue was going up, and the business was doing well, thriving, and you just keep going up and up and up. Once you just find that formula. And I'm talking to all the small creators, all the small businesses out there that are like, man, I want to be like this big account. Or really, I'm inspired or I'm motivated by this big account. This message is for you. You have to commit 100%. Post high quality content. Don't just grab that phone and go like this,
Yeah.
like walk like a crab, make smooth turns. It doesn't matter what phone you are using. Make sure to just care about what you're doing. Like, people will notice with the videos that you post. There's some people on TikTok, there's some people on Instagram that say copy and then tweak. Don't do that. You want to start original from the very get-go. And one thing I've learned, and I haven't perfected this, or Maria, but be 100% authentic and use your story to inform others of your journey. And that's something that I want to implement in our business. I want to make it a lot more personal. I know we've been a business without a face for a while.
It was always on and off here.
On and off, yeah. We were
like, people would recognize us because sometimes we would pop up on stories,
Yeah.
and when we would get to the event or somewhere, they're like, "Oh, I can find."
Yeah,
see
but-
this person."
you have to commit 100%. Post really good quality videos. You don't have to have the greatest or most expensive camera out there. People always ask me, what camera are you using? It looks like a movie. I'm using an iPhone. I'm using an old iPhone.
Yes, but you are taking your time. Well, not me, because for the longest time now, at the beginning, yes, I definitely learned everything from you. You would teach me and coach me and be like, hey, do this, do that. And so every single video, for the most part now, that you guys do see out there is because I implemented all of his tips on those videos.
Yeah, and there's a lot, guys. There's a lot that you guys can implement as well in your own videos. I mean, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. The same formula goes with everyone. Like, well, I'm gonna focus on the event industry because that's what I know what to do. But the secret. I guess the secret formula is.
Oh, here it goes. Drum roll, please. I kiss.
Bad farmer, don't share it with anyone. The secret formula.
Beep.
Cut.
The camera died.
No, the secret formula for this is very simple. Always show faces of people having fun. Show that experience.
Emotion.
Emotion, especially emotion.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy. Why are you guys lazy? A lot of people have the luxury to be at that event, like, from beginning to end. We're just going there for a few hours and we capture amazing content. Well, I capture most of the content now that I've taught Maria how to edit. She takes care of that 100%. But we're there for sometimes for only 2 hours.
And we make incredible
And
videos.
that's been since the beginning.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So take your time, analyze, become a lion. You have to become a sneaky little, bird that's, looking at all scenes like if it was a movie. And obviously look for the protagonist.
Yeah.
Look for the bride. Look for the groom. Look for the mom's the bride's mom, the groom's mom, the dads. Look for the quinceañeras. And be respectful about this. Go up to them and, hey, I want to do this video and let's record this. Or obviously if they're underage, you want to ask the parents, like, hey, could I, take some videos? Can I use so and so for the video, and then obviously I'm going to post you guys and tag you and all of that. But a lot of people, they might not be lazy, but not everyone's lazy, right? I don't want to call everyone lazy.
Maybe shy, which I was shy too.
There's also shyness. Pero like, just tear it away from, like, get that shyness out of you, because you're in the event industry. Like, you have to become
outgoing. Not outgoing.
No, you don't have to change your personality. Obviously, you don't have to sacrifice anything in this situation for none of this. But be ready. Have a mindset that's ready to capture the most interesting scenes of this event. Let me give you an example. We go to hundreds of quinceañeras a year. Obviously, the schedule is the same.
Yeah, for the most part, I would say I always tell them 95% of the time. Remains the same.
And look, I'm giving you this information, and if we go to the same events, you're a vendor, you're gonna see me there recording. And sometimes it may look awkward. You know, why is this tall ass dude, like 6'1" person next to the videographers or whatever, or the photographers? Obviously, give them their space. They were hired by the customer to take videos and all that stuff. But what I'm trying to get to is that you're gonna see me there, and if we're at the same events, hey man, like, I don't mind having you there. Like, I want to see all of you guys taking videos. You know, just don't take the same angle that I'm taking. Don't take the same damn angle, okay? And that's another thing. Take good angles. Take movie-like angles of. I've always loved cinema. That's my main goal in life. So that's why, out of all of the photo booth companies, businesses, or pages in the United States, we're the one that pops out the most, because we have such unique content, and we've replicated the formula over and over and over again. But now we're tweaking it, because obviously things are changing.
Have to change sometimes. Yeah, because although we're at 67 right now, 1,000 followers. Like, it's still now struggling to even pick up now. You know.
No. None of that negative stuff. We're not. The right moment hasn't happened. You know, we've obviously, people are spending less. Think about it. When we were blowing up, there was a lot more quinceañeras that were going huge. You know, that were blowing up, because obviously, maybe the quinceañeras had some type of following, plus their parents had, you know, lots of money, and they wanted to spend not all their money, but they wanted to spend a good chunk, you know, on their quinceañeras special day, and they invested in that on that day on a lot of things, you know, real flowers, greenery, you know, custom tables, chairs, carpet, rugs, photo booths, photographers, lighting, music, bands, choreographers.
Just like little extra things that enhance it even more. Because, to have a party, all you really need is music, food, and the guests.
Yeah, and now with the economy being so bad, which a lot of people are not going to, say it's bad, because obviously, okay, let me cut. Not everyone's struggling. We may be struggling a little bit right now, because we don't come from money. We don't have any prior knowledge. We have obviously friends that are very successful. But I try to do things myself a lot of the times, because it's really hard to bother someone that's busy with their own life. So I try to find a way. Pero basically, the economy is doing really bad right now in 2025, and everyone's being affected. Even if it's not happening to you, it's probably gonna happen sooner or later. You're gonna start seeing a small dip or a big dip on your analytics when it comes to your revenues and things like that. It may not be catastrophic to your business, which I'm glad. I want everyone to succeed. Pero we're adapting right now because you need to move. As soon as things start looking bad, move. Like, and that's why we're pivoting in other directions. So it's not the same like it used to be. Now people are spending less, and hopefully next year it's a lot different. Maybe people start spending a lot more, and that's why I'm going to the with the viral videos. That since people are spending less, the videos or maybe the quinceañeras are looking the same now, and everything's getting saturated. That videos just are normal. Like, think about it. Example: electric cars. When they were new, it was like, wow,
The next big thing is here.
wow, electric vehicles, wow, future's here. And now, Tesla's everywhere. New type of electric vehicles everywhere. Like, get them off the road. Bring back gas or whatever. I don't care, gas or electric. Pero it's saturating, right? And they're expensive, and people don't want them. And what happened? Attention went down. I mean, I don't know about Tesla, but I'm pretty sure their stocks went down too, significantly, and other electric companies. Pero that's the thing with our industry too. You have to think about it logically, like if it's a stock company. We're not public. Hopefully one day, this business, the business we're in, not Puro Cotorreo. I mean, también Puro Cotorreo. Hopefully it blows up and it goes public one day. Maybe I have investors, or maybe I can have investors right now. Pero maybe, sorry. You have to look at it like a huge stock or public company. And there's trends, there's dips, there's highs and lows. And the way to look at this is, hey, videos are not performing the same. It's because of this and that. And most of the time it's because of saturation.
Yeah.
And because obviously if you're not posting original stuff, you're not gonna break 5,000 views. So I encourage everyone to post original content, invest in lights. Lighting is your friend, guys. If you have an iPhone or you have a Samsung phone or any type of other phone, lighting is going to boost the quality up significantly, and you guys are gonna thank me. Pero obviously, if you're using Samsung, just go to your iPhone.
That for Eric.
It's for a lot of people. Oh yeah, Eric from Imperio. Shout out.
Shout out to Imperio,
Turn to iPhone, please. They're doing great though. They're doing great. I'm not used to podcasting, guys, so
Nope.
I might need to put like a
Cushion.
cushion on my butt. And I'm also 230 pounds.
Wow.
So my butt
Gym
is
soon.
yeah. Pero how much time do we have, producer Kevin? Oh wow, 1 hour and 27
Honestly,
minutes.
I thought we were talking for like 2 hours already.
It feels like it.
It feels like it,
feels
right?
like it.
Yeah.
Pero I think we have like a good 20 minutes. I think let's do 20 more minutes. But yeah, guys. Original content, lighting. Don't be lazy, or if you're not lazy but you're giving a lot of effort, analyze things very carefully. Look for think about the event that you're at, like a movie. Do this. This is your frame. This is your frame. This is what I have installed, programmed in my eyes. Literally what I see.
Why you're good
right now, I'm looking at this with a grid. I use my rule of thirds, and I have I have the recording button on because I'm live on my eyeballs. And that's just the way I think. but and not, obviously not everyone's gonna think the same. Obviously, we have different energy levels. We're shy. Sometimes we're outgoing, but it's the same concept.
Yeah.
Paying attention, using all the resources you can, like lighting, movements, being very careful and smooth, and pans and transitions, all that kind of stuff, and always and do whatever your gut is telling you to do too, because
That one. So we never really had a viral video whatsoever. Like, yeah, we will do like 10,000 views, right? And so when I got to the Hinojosa twins quinceañera, which that was the very first time I ever met, Jordan, Jaden, and Adriana and the family, I went and set up, and I was only there for 2 hours, right? And when I was done setting up, they started the presentación. And in my gut, I was like, well, I'm already done. Like, okay, I guess I'll go. And I was like, maybe not. And so I grabbed the phone and I walked over there to like a good spot where I'm not obviously interrupting anyone from viewing the presentation. And I hit record. I can go home, I think the next day or maybe even Monday. I edit the video and it just blows up. It blows up. And I was like, wow. And to think that I wasn't even going to pick up the phone.
yeah, that's the scary thing.
It was crazy. That's what I'm saying.
Pick up your phone.
Pick up your phone. No, I mean, obviously I do it now, but like it's a fun fact, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, did we blow up with the Hinojosa twins or Kate first?
So no, it was Hinojosa twins because that was 2022. So in August of 2022, Adriana called me. That she needed a photo booth last minute, and so I'm like, yeah, we'll be there. We have never met. I've never heard of Adriana and the twins, but I think they were at that time because they were doing like a quince series where on TikTok, where they were getting everything ready for the quinceañera, and so they were blowing up.
I remember
too.
that. They were getting beers.
Estaban going viral también at that time. So I think that's how they started. I could be wrong.
The momentum was
momentum was crazy.
Steady.
Yeah, it was crazy.
They shout out to Adriana, Dago, and the twins. Yeah. I don't know who was in charge at this time of the videos and all that stuff, but you guys are great. Like, keep up the good work because they're doing videos right now. They're working with a lot of other folks and
doing their own thing, their own pretty much a brand, right?
But they keep the momentum.
Empire. And so they never gave up. And I'm pretty sure, it all comes down to the support of the parents, Adriana supporting the girls, and it takes a lot of effort, getting themselves ready, going from point A to point B, collaborations, etc. So it takes a village to get it done, and they were handling school and practices, and then at one point they were also.
But back then, when the video was blowing up, and they were obviously getting a lot more popular, that was the first one that.
From our end, yes.
That was our first viral video.
Viral video.
And then
by viral, I think it's like 100K. Is that even exaggerated?
Oh yeah.
Because now our most viral video, I think it was 9 million.
But did it reach? What was the limit? I mean, what was the cap on that video?
I don't remember.
Did it reach millions?
No, I think
it
reached
did.
100K. No, I think it reached like maybe. I didn't even think it reached 1 million. No, I don't.
No, that wasn't our first one.
But I'm saying it went viral to us because we've never crossed 20,000. We had never crossed 20,000 views on a reel or for like TikTok. But yeah, so that got ourselves like the ball rolling, and you analyzed that video and you kind of like broke it down, like, okay, what's going on. But then again, like no one really was being on social media like we were at that particular moment. No one. Like, yeah, they were posts here and there, And so when we I guess got the recipe or something, like we like, hey, we need to implement it and keep the ball rolling, because at the end of the day, like we are in it for, we're living off of this, this is our full time.
We were full time there already.
Yes, we were full time because that was 2022. And
so when you guys don't book us, we are eating maruchans. No, but for us, we're full time and
full time, and so we obviously need. If we're gonna be full time, we need to put all of our effort into this. And social media is a big key to any business. It doesn't matter what you do. yeah, you used to rely on Google, maybe, but like now, social media, you have to be on social media. It doesn't matter what you're selling. Even the restaurant, your friend that I'm pretty sure you're gonna have here
Oh
very,
yeah,
very
very soon,
soon.
guys. I'm gonna have someone very special and fun.
A lot of his business also comes from social media too. So yeah, if you guys are not on social media, you guys are missing out referrals too. Because again, I can't think of you if I don't see you. But yeah, so we went viral, and then from there we kept the ball rolling, implementing it every single time, and then came Kate,
Kate
2020,
Monsivais.
yeah, 2023.
Shout out to Don Manuel, Doña Laura, and the
Yeah,
whole family
yeah.
that has always treated us really, really,
Very well.
very well.
Welcoming también. We've gotten to celebrate with them a couple of times, They've opened their doors pretty much to El Rancho, and we've
And I love working with Kate. She's such a natural too.
yeah.
Like, all of these models that we work with, are, man, like, okay, that's going to a different point. Man, we were so dumb when we were young. Like,
It's not that we were dumb.
all these kids right now,
No, it's
they
not.
are so professional.
It's not that we were dumb, but think about it. Like, it's different periods of time. Like, my first phone, I was barely 16, and I had to purchase it myself. Like, I had to work and then purchase it myself. My mom didn't, gift it to me or anything like that. So and there was like that phone that you flip up and then you had the keyboard. So it's the evolution of everything. Social media. I think at that
yeah.
time we barely even had Instagram. Barely.
It looks so bad.
It was
I remember
Facebook and Instagram.
I remember getting pissed
At the way it looked.
at the way it looked, and all my photos always looked bad, and I didn't know why. And it was because at that time in 2016,
No,
2017,
no.
2018.
Instagram?
Uh-huh.
No, you're talking about 2013, 2012.
Oh, okay.
The old Instagram.
Well, around that time when I was posting pictures, I didn't know that Instagram was basically reducing the quality of your photos and basically adding so much contrast to your photos. I gave up on it.
Not only that, filters came a thing too. So I'm pretty sure that's another issue that you were like, hey, I need to use the features of this app. And so you were adding
too much.
The filters on there on top of that. So yeah, the quality was really trash. But yeah, so going back to it, like, it's not that we were dumb. It's not that we were dumb. We just didn't grow up with all the social media. Like, kids nowadays, like, they had TikTok now.
Damn.
And that was a wider audience. Like, first it was Facebook, and with Facebook it was just like, if I meet you in person, oh, follow me or add me, Pero whenever Instagram came a thing, that was a little bit more like, hey, I'm not even in your city, but now I'm following you. And then TikTok or Snapchat, but then TikTok really took it out. So all these kids, they are growing up with more social media presence, and so and it's, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that when you learn something at an earlier age, it's a lot easier to, like, así agarrarlo.
Yeah, and use it for use it for an economic benefit. Obviously, like, you're gonna use whatever skill you learn, and you're gonna once you become an adult, graduate from high school, or even while you're in school, you're gonna use it to make money.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the luxury back then. So we had to, like, I remember when I was graduating high school, guess what I was thinking in my head, like, because I knew I loved school.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go to college, but I don't want to say the school sucked, because it didn't. A lot of these administrators and teachers were just focused on the quote unquote smart kids, which they weren't. They just had good grades. They were academically involved. They were, making the right decisions. Going to the teachers and being like, hey, I need help with this and that, whatever. I don't understand that, whatever. They'll get extra credit.
But you would do that too. No?
I'll do that too, but I was barely doing it. I had to.
You thought by showing up, you were doing everything already.
Yeah, and it wasn't enough. And I didn't like to cheat neither, so I was just getting bad grades.
You obviously didn't understand it, and the thing is that not everyone learns at the same.
I love to learn. I was
to this day, you're always learning.
I love to learn, and if I didn't know if I didn't understand something, I was gonna let it look bad on me because, you know, there's how can I make my grades look good if I actually didn't understand what I was learning? Like it never made sense to me. So that's why the grade system also is really bad. This system that HISD has in Houston. Oh, actually not HISD right now. It got taken over by Texas, this and that. And so there's a lot of things going on. The school system is really bad. Texas doesn't care about our students' public education, so they're not investing. Teachers don't get paid well. Administrators don't get. I mean, some administrators get good pays, but there's so many inefficiencies because there's no money being invested, and because it's a public system, the state doesn't want to invest in us brokies. You know, they want these big companies to make money, either book companies or private schools and all these other entities. So the ones that suffer are public schools. You know, obviously we come from traumas, we come from family problems, we're broke. Sometimes we don't. I mean, I was fed by the school system the whole time, and without the free meals, I would have been hungry the whole time. And sometimes when I forgot to go to the cafeteria in the mornings, 'cause I was try to get a girlfriend or something. I was doing something.
You were busy.
Well, I was busy, in high school. This was high school.
Oh, wow.
In high school, I would miss my breakfast or whatever.
Yeah.
To be with friends or whatever. I was hungry and I wasn't thinking correctly, and I was thinking about food, and then obviously at lunch
You couldn't concentrate.
Yeah, and then I would eat, and then all this. The point is, that what was my point?
You forgot the point.
So we were talking about how
The kids. You said earlier. You said that we were dumb.
yeah, we're dumb, pero yeah, times were different, and now I'm not saying kids have it easy, but it's a lot better.
There's more opportunities.
A lot more opportunities, and now and back then, we had a lot of things to struggle with. Oh, I was thinking about my first job. That's what I was thinking about. When I was graduating, I was thinking about going to work in construction, breaking my back and doing this, and I'm gonna find something that pays me really, really good, and I'm gonna become rich out of a good job or whatever. Now, kids are thinking, shit, how can I get away with, not working something heavy or whatever, and how can I work from home?
That's what I'm saying. There's more opportunities now.
And I mean, and maybe it's just the Mexican in me that was thinking about construction, heavy jobs, warehouse jobs, this and that, whatever. But now with TikTok and all the social media, kids have so many opportunities. Yeah. And there were opportunities back then too. It was just harder to come by because it's the information age was, it's evolving. And
it all comes down, like I mentioned earlier briefly, it all comes down to support too, we've tried several times, with the whole not podcasting, but YouTube itself, because that's an opportunity there. Pero I mean, working full time, when do I record, when do I edit, when do I post? And then we moved on to becoming full time for the business, and so there's only 24 hours in the day. Donde me queda tiempo para hacer, whatever I want to do. And so if someone, say, a teenager or maybe a young adult, they have the support from their parents, 100%, they're going to make it, because the opportunity is right there.
I'm so glad, especially people from our communities are doing a lot better than back then. Obviously, there could be improvements, and obviously, I don't want to get too political, but the government is doing everything in its power to, bring back the old days of, having more uneducated people, having more broke people, like we were,
Yeah.
And so, man, it all comes down to the skills that you gain. And I'm fortunate enough, I begged my parents for an iPhone, the first
Oh, yeah.
iPhone, and from there I became in love with photography.
Videography.
You know what?
So creative. That's the thing too. You have the eye.
Yeah, I had the eye for it, and man, if I had unlimited money, I mean not unlimited, but if I had like a good million, I'll make a.
Wink, wink. Everybody wants to come for it.
Nah, I'd rather like work for it, and invest in myself. Pero I would make a great movie. Like I have, that's the next step. Hopefully,
I have asked you, and that's always your answer.
yeah, movies.
Cinema.
The producer Kevin, my brother, he knows this. I've put him in the trenches with me, like
You dragged the
bothering him when we were living with my parents. I was like bothering him. I was like, I used to get mad at him, and I'd be like, Kevin, you never want to fucking help me with these videos,
You
and like,
needed-
yeah, and I was always like, Kevin, let's go, or like, hey, Kevin, I have an idea.
And to this day, it's always I got an idea.
Yeah, and yeah, it all comes down to an idea. At the end of the day, you have an idea, and it's on you if you want to execute. Execute meaning you're gonna wake up and you're gonna put 100% of your energy into something that you love. Obviously, on your day off, because a lot of people have day jobs and it's hard.
It's hard. It's tough.
Pero when you start executing and you start working on your idea, it goes from idea to a hobby, and then the hobby becomes your career, and then your career becomes your success story. And I mean, I'm still in the career, but I see the future, because I've seen examples of it every single day. Our friends are very good examples of that. Friends that are have created something out of nothing, and there's some that inherited things. Sometimes it wasn't perfect, but they made it better. There's some that worked in an industry, made so much money, they left that and started something new. We have other friends that are probably just got rich in these past few years, or they become successful, so successful that money's not an issue anymore, which is super, super good.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm realizing how and I'm saying I'm realizing, but I'm not really realizing. Obviously, I've always known money, creates freedom, in your life. So, yeah, I like freedom. That's why I've always worked in this, even if we sacrifice,
Even if it gets tough. And again, that's why you told me back in 2022 that you needed to go ahead and leave your job behind, because we were living pretty great at that time doing this.
We had our car.
Yeah, we had a car.
Our nice car.
We had just moved into our own space at a house, and so even though we were living so comfortably, it came to a point where I wasn't free anymore to be able to do this on the side, and so it was that conflict right there. What do we want?
But on top of that, we were also making so many questions to each other, or to ourselves sometimes. Is this what I'm really gonna do my whole life? Is the you were at that time, you were working at Metro with PCS, and you were exhausted with clients, and you were exhausted with your boss, you were exhausted with maybe coworkers or whatever. And at that time, I was breaking my back with so many heavy jobs, in the sun.
Or trying to figure yourself out too. What
Yeah.
do I want to do?
Well, I knew what I wanted to do. I just couldn't see an opening.
Yeah.
It's like you playing soccer or football or something, a sport where you're thinking so much, you're doing so much, and you want to get to the goal, or to the basket or whatever, and you need to find that empty space between two players or whatever to get to the goal.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it. It was so blurry. But one day, obviously, I told you like, hey, I have an idea. I was doing photography back then too on the side.
Yeah.
I never went full time on photography. And I was like, hey, let's start a photo booth business. I did all this research. Let's use this. I think
We had savings.
yeah, we had savings, and you were like, hey, like, this is all of it.
It wasn't all of it,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was definitely a huge chunk when we started.
Oh, to us, it was a huge chunk.
was
By
a
the way,
huge
it was
chunk.
$7,000.
Yeah.
It was
It was $7,000 that you just like you're putting all literally your money on something that you don't know. I've never heard of any photo booth. I actually don't even think I've ever had to use the photo booth before.
No.
Anywhere exactly. And so when you told me that, I was like, okay.
Because
I
one,
hesitated for a while. I think you did.
You
Told
did.
Me, you told me for a couple of weeks or
you almost wanted to
days.
cry, I think, because you were like,
No.
No?
No, I don't remember crying when you told me about the idea. The only times I've had cried are when it gets like very, very tough and
Oh,
rough.
yeah.
And one of the times was literally when I was leaving my job.
Oh, yeah.
Because again, we go back living comfortably. I don't have to worry about like, oh, sales are down, but because we were still holding it down, right? And so whenever you take away that revenue, you're like, okay, we got rid of the car, we got rid of the house.
Oh, no. When we were saying get rid, we sold the car.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
We
saying.
did
like,
get rid of the house
we
by.
got rid of it. So we
No.
ended up moving to my mom's house. So imagine, I don't want to cry, but like imagine you had pretty much everything, and then all of a sudden, like that day that that I worked the very last day, we literally went to the ¿cómo se llama? Mike Hyatt.
Oh,
Yeah, we went there to dealership and we returned the car, and then I think
we sold it to them.
Yeah, and then I think a couple of weeks after that, or maybe like a couple of weeks after that, our lease was ending, and so we're like, wait, well, we're going full time, and so we got rid of everything in our house, everything, and then we moved into my mom's. I think that was the hardest part for me because you go from having like your own space. I wasn't planning on crying. You go
Yeah.
from having your own space to just a room. It was literally a room probably smaller than this.
Yeah.
Probably smaller than this. And it was you, me, and the dog.
Broly. Shout out to Broly.
Shout out to Broly. Poor Broly. He went from also having a whole backyard to nothing. And so
Hey,
that was
dude.
the hardest part. And so
It was hard, yeah. I
but
hated it.
we pulled through for a good amount of time too,
Yeah.
because we put all of our effort 110%. We always sacrificed a lot, always missed family events too here and there, because we had to make it work. And so yeah, I think that's the very first time that really hit me when I was like, damn, it's hard. And for now, I think the very last time I might have cried is just from stress. But
It's usual now. Like we get stressed, but we do sometimes have those breaking points. We're like, man, this
like,
is
are
a
we
lot.
like, is this even worth it? Like, what? Like, did we
Yeah.
come this far? Like, how can this be like the end or whatever? It
Yeah,
can't be,
and we have so many of those moments, but it gets tougher and tougher every single time. But if other people can do it, I feel like we can do it too. Even if we're in the photo booth business, even if we're in the rental business, and we have basically just ourselves.
Yeah,
to
that's the thing too. Like,
we have
we
friends and
have-
stuff like that, but they have their own thing going on.
Yeah, exactly. And we've always invested
Yeah.
back everything that we've ever made. It's always been through us, you know. A small loan here and there from like a family member, but nothing very it's insignificant, you know, casi nada.
Yeah.
And
Almost
so
nothing.
everything
That
that we ever have gotten, it's definitely through our effort, you know.
Yeah. And yeah, that sacrifice that we made there, moving from the house, and then selling the car, basically leaving our lifestyle behind.
Yeah.
Because some it's don't get me wrong, like I loved having a 9 to 5 because um you just wake up, you're worried about work, you go to work, you get back. Back then, when we were at the peak of stress back then with our jobs, we weren't, coming home to our cooked meals or whatever.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of home cooked meals back
Yes.
then. Um, pero, I wasn't thinking about anything else. Like, I was just on my phone playing games, or I was on the computer playing video games, watching videos, playing with Broly outside, or training him, cutting the grass, thinking about how I'm gonna improve the house where we're renting at, so we can live a little bit more comfortably.
I was roller skating for
You were
fun.
roller skating. Your YouTube channel was blooming,
Yeah.
and people loved you there. And unfortunately, when you gave up on your job, you also like invested all your time on the business with me as well. We were learning together, but obviously I feel like I had to learn a lot of these things faster,
First, yeah.
so that way I could teach you,
Yeah.
and so we can both help each other out. And yeah, like sometimes I just wish I could go back, but most of me wants to risk it for the brisket.
It's always been you.
Yeah, like you only get one life, and we've been together 10 years. That went like
Yeah.
this. We went from like I was like super skinny,
I was chunky
and then we flipped. Now she's like
I was
looking
slim.
nice, like body like this and that, and she's super like she's always been pretty and everything, but she obviously struggled with weight back then.
Yeah.
Pero now I'm the one struggling with weight because of stress.
Well,
I don't
right now
sleep
we
well.
haven't had time. Like a
Yeah.
couple of months ago, before like I guess the bad timings came. Like we were on it at the gym almost every single day. You know, working out. I was even working out in the morning and then going for a walk at night. But then came the warehouse, and it's just like we were here trying to fix everything. And no te queda tiempo para nada. Como te digo,
Yeah,
we've been
pero
living here like pretty late sometimes too.
Pero at the end of the day, I'm really happy with everything. I mean, we bought our house, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not fully paid, and it's not the greatest house. You know, I see it more like an investment. Not an investment where like I'm gonna live in it for my whole life, but I see it like it's not gonna be our forever
Forever.
home. I feel like that's just our initiation into real estate,
It was just to get us again going from a very tiny space
to having our
to having our own space. Yeah.
and
Again.
so I'm very happy with how we're living. We're creating a lot of great things, a lot of great core memories that no one's gonna ever be able to take away from us. We have lots of great friends that love us, and we love them. We have lots of great customers
Yeah.
that have become friends, that have become family. Um, and those are maybe those are the things I always wanted, because we lived in I lived in a Mexican household that never showed a lot of emotion or anything like that, and so I craved that, and obviously you're not gonna get that in a regular job,
Not
because
only that, experiences too. Like, we've been
Oh.
in a room where you're like, I would have never thought I would have been here. You
yeah,
know?
like amazing venues, that
Like,
we go to beautiful.
working with Adobe.
We work. Well, we had so many great customers too.
Yeah.
We worked for this year. It was Adobe,
Oh, we work at the Houston Rodeo.
Houston Rodeo.
Rodeo Houston. My bad.
What's that other customer that we have that we go to that one building in Houston?
Um,
They're financial. They do.
they're NDA, so I can't share.
Oh,
I
Sorry.
can't share. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so many. I think Chevron too.
yeah. We work for a lot of
It's
great
like
companies,
a lot of experiences that I'm like, what the heck?
and I love it. You know, every day you wake up. And this goes both ways, but not knowing what's gonna happen.
Just
But-
hoping for the best.
Yeah, pero at the end of the day, I feel like this is gonna pay off, and I feel like this is going to become such a great experience. The life that we call life is gonna be full of memories for us when we're like older, and maybe I grow a beard, and maybe I look like fitter and everything. I'm like, man, that Steve was so immature, and that's even at 30, he was still not focused, and like, or he wasn't doing this or that or whatever. He could have done more,
That's the thing about you. You were always saying like, I'm not doing enough, and
I
that's how
feel
you
like-
end up putting a lot on your plate.
I never do enough because I'm not where I'm supposed to be at. I know where I'm supposed to be at, and unfortunately, I deal with a lot of things. I have ADHD. I have I mean, there's so many things. There's so many things that unfortunately I have to deal with that have slowed me down.
It's like a barrier, like trying to stop you.
Yeah. And I don't use them as excuses. I don't ever use them as excuses because obviously I'm still here, and I'm still, struggling with new things. If I wanted to use all my problems, mental problems like ADHD and whatever, as excuses, I would have just stayed, I don't know, maybe at my mom's house or something, played games, just worked a regular job, helped my parents out, or just, obviously made a life with you, but just have a regular job. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just not where I see
That's
myself.
not what you want for yourself.
Yeah. Because,
And that's the thing, like you literally gave so many jobs a try.
No. I didn't give them a try. I successfully grew in every company that I worked
that's what I'm
at.
saying, like going back to like, you tried having that regular job,
I gave them a chance.
you gave them a chance.
I don't try things. I gave them a chance to have me in that company.
Yeah.
But they all ruined it. Everyone always ruins it because they want to, eventually, and this is a whole other topic for another day, but just to make the long story short, there's so many work politics. And I'm not talking about government politics. I'm talking about work politics. You deal with so much drama, so many nasty people, unnecessary problems,
stress,
and so many issues that they want to excuse by saying, we're a family. No, I come here to work, to give my 100% effort, and to make this company better, obviously, because I was always pursuing, higher positions that help the company or help me, and also help me financially.
Yeah, of course.
But man, obviously I wasn't going to be the only job that I had that messed things up themselves, the worst, I guess you can say, was the last one that I had. And I'm not mentioning names. Lots of great people. The owners were super, super nice, except for, snaky people, people that want to ruin you for no reason. And so I gave them a chance, and I could have lived comfortably in a job if they had treated me right for longer. And I don't forgive people, just like you don't forgive things. And I don't forgive people, especially at work, because this is a choice for me. I don't care if I am broke. If I have no money, I have nothing to lose. When I have money, I have things to lose. And I have materials, and I have this, and I have you, that I have to is to take care of, and vice versa. And there's a lot of things that we have to worry about when it's my business. There's things that will get ruined if there's no money.
Yeah.
But if I had a regular job with someone, I can just move on and go to the next. There's no commitment. Just because, and I say that now because the culture changed. Now we have a choice. People that work for other people have a choice. And I always, wanted to give people the benefit of the doubt and this and that. And I was always too nice. And eventually, I always ended up, hating every single job that I had.
Yeah.
And it was never the money. I never talked about the money. I never fought with anyone about or argued with anyone because of money. It was always about some dumb shit.
Just immatureness.
Yeah. And that's it. Honestly, I think, any last message? You're my first guest. Do you want to give out a message to people? I don't know, do you want to talk about just to give them a quick message about maybe the podcast or Tezity or anything in particular that you might want them to know? Obviously, you're my wife, we have the same sponsor, which is Tezity Rentals.
Tezity.
And
no, you guys, I just hope that y'all enjoyed the first podcast of many, 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 many episodes that are coming. I'm super excited for you. I just can't believe you brought it to life. I'm super just excited.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
I'm excited to have more guests.
Yes.
And I want to know.
I want to know the stories,
Yeah.
fun times, anything like that.
Yeah.
But that's about it from my my end.
Yeah, fun. I want fun, and that's what we call. Well, that's why I called it Puro Cotorreo.
What do you guys think about the name? I
Yeah.
love it. I absolutely love it. I love our your logo.
I don't know. It describes me so much. I mean, I'm always cotorreando.
Siempre hablando.
Always cotorreando with folks. Always making new friends, and I want to keep it going with Puro Cotorreo. Puro Cotorreo.
Hey, and I hear a song is coming out. So
Hopefully, when we get our, obviously, I have to pay for a lot of things, and
but that's a goal of yours, so.
Yeah, I want to make an intro. And we might just have something simple. And it's probably already edited on this podcast at the beginning. Pero later I want to upgrade and have something nice. And I have something very unique in store for you guys. And that's it. I think we're going to call it a day. And thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be having more. Well, I'm going to have more guests on Puro Cotorreo. And I'm going to be uploading. I don't know what the schedule is going to be like or anything like that yet. I am going to be reaching out for sponsors right now, local sponsors. If you guys want to have an ad in between the podcast,
promote your
services or anything like that, I want to do that for you. Let's talk and let's sit down on the table and look at the logistics about things and how things will work. Obviously, I'm not going to charge you like incredible numbers or whatever. I'm starting off, and I want everyone to have an opportunity here. But yeah, I'm really happy. Thank you so much for being my first guest, Maria, baby. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.